Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a few weeks since I have made a video. I think most of you know I've been having back problems. Thursday I finally was got the steroid injections in my back. So I'm hoping that's going to help. I feel a lot better already. So I'm still having a few twinges. They said it can take up to 2 weeks to fully take effect. So anyway, I have a terrible mess on my desk, and I've been trying for the last 2 days to record a video. And I finally decided I'm just going to leave my mess and I'm going to record. So the first thing, today, Alicia over at Call Me Crafty Owl came out with her August Sheetload. So I have been working on that. And we are going to quickly put a card together. So I have all my little pieces cut out. And I will show you some of the products I used. I used this Brutus Monroe Sweet Honeybee paper. I used some of this Echo Park Be Happy. I don't know if I think they still have this in the 12 by 12, but maybe not in the 6 by 6. I'm not sure. I've had it a while. I love it too. I used this Pretty Pink Posh Bee Friends. I got the stamps and the dies a few months ago. It was a new release a few months ago. And the bees in it were so cute that I could not resist it. Because I love bee stuff. It looks like my lights are flashing brighter and dimmer. I don't know what's up with that. I also used, and you can maybe tell these have been well loved, Lawn Fawn, what do they call these? Magic Messages. And they have at least 2, maybe more sets of these. I think I only have the one. And it comes with a little die. But for these cards, I just used a punch. So those were the products, mainly, that I used. And this is from the solids pack that went with this Echo Park paper because I liked it so much. I got the whole thing. So this month used 4 squares. I think these are 1.75. Go over, watch Alicia. She's got all the stuff. She has the free printable. I think she keeps hers free for a certain amount of time. After that, it goes in the vault. You have to be a subscriber to access it. Or, excuse me, not a subscriber, a member on the paid membership. And I just fell in love the first time I saw her do these sheet loads. I actually think I found her after I found Kendra. I don't remember how I stumbled on Kendra's card challenge. Her first challenge had just finished. And so I did her second challenge. I went back and did the first just because I wanted to. And after that, I found Alicia. Let's see. So then you punch out your circle, and you can use whatever you want. If you want to use an oval on your card, or another square, or any kind of shape you want. You could just use a large die cut focal point if you wanted to. And I had something else on the back of this, but I changed my mind about what I was going to use on this card. So, and I wasn't even too fussed about lining up these these squares. I just thumped them down and kept going. I think sometimes we tend to obsess, I know I do, a little bit over trying to make it perfect. If you give somebody a handmade card, if they want to make snarky remarks about your card is not perfect, don't ever give them another card. And I have never had anybody do that. So, I'm going to set him here. This is one of the little bees out of the Pretty Pink Posh set. And I want to put a little heart on here too. Matter of fact, I might put 2 hearts. Because I've got a little something there, so I have a tiny heart. I'm going to put it on here. Because I can. So I hope y'all have all been doing well. I know I've seen a lot of you around in the chats. Okay, now what else is on there? Good grief. This Thinking of You sentiment came out of that Pretty Pink Posh set, and I really like it also. And that is our card, and you can pop up your circle. That's how easy and quick. You could make somebody a set of these to use as little note cards. Just that, it's just so quick, you know. Of course, you do have to cut out your card bases and cut out your pieces. Once you have that all assembled, it really goes fast. So here are the cards I made. Actually, just before I came on, I got these done. So, and these, that's from the Long Fawn stamp set. These are just so pretty. I love bee things. Oh, this was I have this set of bee buttons. I may have shown y'all these on a previous video. I just cut the shank off of them and used them for embellishments. I just put one little bee here, and I may go back and do something else with some of these, but you just don't have to do a whole lot. if you don't want to. You can make just simple cards. Now, this is the one I did on the member live. I did pop up this circle with foam tape. And I had I miscut when I die cut this thinking of you, so I just put the miscut one, glued the two together to just give it a little more lift. So that was those cards. I had a lot of fun making them. Was it yesterday? Anyway, that does not matter. And this is my craft roulette card. I had my notebook here with the parameters. So your project was a tag with a pocket. And I have a tag with a pocket. The colors were trick or treat. Here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this one. Trick or treat colors. The element was robot or robots. And the random was 3 strips of paper. Or bobots, as her little grandson JD likes to say. So, I have almost got this done. I did not like the white on the back. I just use a mixed media paper. So I was going to use these bats, but because I'm such a dork, I cut it the wrong way. So we're just going to use the spider webs. And sorry, trying to get this on here straight because yours truly has problems gluing things on correctly. Okay. I'm going to just call that good enough. I can always go around the edges with a little bit of vintage photo. No one will know. So on this, I used the mica, the Tim Holtz mica sprays. Just a bunch of different ones. Just paper from my stash. This was the Trinity Stamps robot die. And oh Lord, I forgot how many teeny tiny pieces are in this thing. But I got him done. He's using his pocket to keep his spare parts in because, as you can see, he's accident prone. So that's my story. And I also on here, let me hold this up. Can you see this stuff here? So while some of the spray was wet, I'm sorry to show you, I think this is discontinued. It's mixed media powder from Ranger in Hammered. I got this on their, they'll have like dollar deals and stuff. But anyway, it's really cool depending on how much you melt it. You can leave some texture in it. If some of it doesn't melt all the way, but it's like stuck in the melty part, it's really a cool effect. And I'm sure you can find something out there in the world. And I have not yet glued on my 3 strips. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm going to grab my magnet because you need a little weight once you have this this melty stuff, the mixed media powder on here. You've got to have that on there to just help it stick, give it a little assistance. Need that much glue on here. Let's see here. Well, straight enough for me. And one last little strip. Oh, that's sort of crookedy. So we'll just use this one. These are just some scraps of watercolor paper that I had. I'm going to let this sit just a second so that glue can catch on there. And then I cut out, this is some seam binding. This is just a little, like, raffia, thready stuff I got off Amazon. It's very, I like it because it's real thin. It's not thick stuff. And this is some string that I actually think came in a package from Desiree over at Include a Thank You when I ordered some stamps from her. Okay. We are going to see if your friend here can get these cut off. Without messing something up. I actually thought about putting another pocket on this back side, but I didn't. Okay, and I don't know if it's better to just do this all in one thing, to put them in here separately and tie them. Okay, and people need to get out of here. There. So let's see. Let's put all this through here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Instead of trying to tie a knot on here, I don't know why I never think to do this. I see people do it all the time. See, did I cut a long enough piece to do this? No, I did not. Because, as you all should know by now, that's just all work. And I might just have too much stuff here. Too many strings. Oh, y'all, I had to, a week before I had this procedure, You know, they told me a week ahead of time to stop taking my arthritis medication. And OMG, I felt like I was 90 years old in the space of about 3 days. It was no fun. 0 stars, do not recommend. Okay, let me get all these pieces off of here, and I hope I wasn't off camera doing all that. So, there is our craft roulette project for this week. I will get it. Why do your lights flicker like that? I don't know. Anywho, let's zoom out just a hair, and there he is. I'm very happy with the way this project turned out. It did take me a little time drying the sprays, and then my last spray I put on this mixed media powder. So I don't know. Let me hold this way up here and is that focusing or not? You're supposed to focus. Anyway, I don't know if you can tell, especially right here. It got melty, but not all of it completely melted. So it has a bunch of sort of rough texture. And over here, where it's completely melted, it's like real smooth, like a just regular embossing powder. Anyway, I've only used it once before, and I was kind of impressed with how it did. So, I guess that is it for now. I'm going to try to record a second video, either maybe later this evening, because I'm going to do an unboxing of a whole bunch of stuff that I have gotten since the beginning of July. And the last 2 packages came today. So that's probably going to follow like right on the heels of this video. And anywho, thank you for being here. Go over to, if you don't already, I think most of the people who subscribe to my channel do either the Sheetloads or do Kendra's Card Challenge. They're both so much fun for using up your pattern papers. I'm going to do some more of these. I'm planning on doing some fall-themed ones for our staff meeting later on. I'm also doing... Oh, one more thing before we go. I'm also doing some bookmarks. I bought my first... I did not have any nested stitch circle dies. I had a couple of small sets that had like maybe 3 little circles, but I wanted, one that had a whole bunch in it. And do I do that? Yes. And I found them at Scrappy Boy Stamps. I've never ordered anything from them before. I've already used them. Love them. Love them. And while I was over there, I was just poking around. They had these bookmark dies. And I know you can just like whack off a piece of cardstock and turn it into a bookmark, but I love the finished look that a die gives you. This is layered. I'm such a doofus that when I first bought it, I thought it was like two different sizes of bookmarks. And you could probably do that, right? But they're actually layered. And I don't have a layered one here. Don't go away. I need a BRB sign. So, this is the one thing I have been working on. And you can see I hadn't finished them. It was all I could do just to get these cut and done. That's not even put on there. But just die cut these. And doesn't that make a pretty it just looks so finished and looks so nice. And of course you can bling these up as much as you want to, or you just put a ribbon at the top. I'm planning on putting some little sentiments on here, and or some kind of die cut or other decoration. I did some of them Halloween. I'm going to have to do some more fall because not all my coworkers do Halloween or into Halloween, as hard as that might be to imagine. But anyway, and these are some papers I've had for a while. This was Park Lane from Joanne. And of course, that's not around anymore, but all I can say is use up what you got. Some of these cards, I actually used some scraps that were already there. I didn't have to cut all my pieces out of a whole piece of pattern paper. So that was sort of a bonus. So anyway, boy, I sure go off on a tangent really quick. Oh, there's my little unfinished ones. So, because then I forget what I was talking about before I did that. But, and I'm also, I got out something, I probably started this a year ago, which is also sitting on my desk to finish. This is from Treasure Books. Natasha over at Treasure Books. She has so many cool projects. But these, so I did a couple of big ones, and they're just pockets that you can, see this one you could do a little tea bag in there. But anyway, you can put these in a journal for something extra. You could put some packets. You could give this as a gift, loaded up with some, you see those little air freshener packets, or you could put like a bubble bath packet, or those facial masks that come in the little envelopes. I mean, you could use these for a ton of stuff. But they have been sitting here unfinished for over a year, I think, or close to it. And I set them aside and didn't finish them. And last night I did a couple. I did change them up a little bit. For some reason, I didn't have the little tea bag tag cut out for this one. So I just stuck a little bead on it. If you can see that very well. So I just put a clear sparkly bead that I had. So I'm going to get those finished. And my friend whose birthday was the end of June, and I still have her present sitting here. Because it's been so hard to do anything. I'm going to put some little tea bag and sugar packet in a couple of these things and stick in her box for if and when I ever get it sent off. But anyway, after I did that one with the little bead, is that as close as oh, what a dork. Okay, there we go. I decided I like that bead, so I just stuck a bead on the top as a decoration. So you could put a colored bead, but I got a ton of these things. I forget what I had in mind when I ordered them. But, I mean, they were kind of pretty cheap. You got a ton of them. It will take me my whole life to use these up. These just came off Amazon. These came from Dollar Tree. I've used these for dangles and various things. So, anyway, if you are still around and stuck with me this long, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it if you would subscribe, if you have just found me. And I really appreciate all the people out there who watch my videos and comment and, listen to me ramble and go from one subject to another in like a split second. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.